I want this.
I knew this was going to turn you on.
This.
What's the shade? Lily?
Lily.
Works me out.
Enough of the Mario Badescu rose spray on your end cap with your books.
You need a contour, a bronzer, and a brightener. This is my number one recommendation. People mourn the loss of Anastasia Beverly Hills heyday palettes. Sigma has never fell off.
And again, you're not telling me about products that are literally what I look for.
Oh my God.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of Beautiful and Bothered. Today's going to be we're going to be talking about the 5 different types of microwavable popcorn.
Totally.
That you can use as makeup.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about our best indie brand makeup today, which is it was a little bit difficult because for those of you who don't know the definition of an indie brand, it is an independently...
Drag our audience.
It's an independent... So indie brands are an independently owned and operated. So no
indie.
Yeah, so indie independent. So like indie bands.
I was making fun of you.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So independently owned and operated. No, like there's no umbrella company. It's not an Estee Lauder. It's not a L'Oreal.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
I was going to say, not me. We have a monitor in the studio that we put our pictures up on so we can look at them when we do these kinds of episodes, and it's an Apple TV, and it went to YouTube, and I just uploaded basically like a summer body, face, makeup, etc. glow essentials video, and it was my second partnership with Dalba, who makes that amazing first spray serum, and I'm doing a giveaway. They're giving away 30 box sets, which you remember the other one's downstairs, by the way. You have to take that because they sent us too.
Oh yeah.
And you saw it and you were like, I'm going to enter.
Yeah.
Oh
so because it's a good set.
It's gorgeous.
That set is like perfect to like travel with too.
Yeah.
I love it.
So make sure to head over there and enter. But anywho's, okay, back to indie. Yes, independently owned.
Yeah, so these are, and I was looking into brands that are technically indie brands because like indie brands, when I think of them, I think of like small brands that don't have massive
circulation
budget.
Yeah.
And Rare Beauty was one of the things that it's owned by Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
It is technically an indie brand.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Glow
really?
Recipe, Milk Makeup.
So I was like, yeah, like these brands aren't owned by like giant or they haven't sold yet.
Yeah.
Basically, they haven't sold their soul to L'Oreal or Estee Lauder yet. So yeah, I was just like kind of toying with like, oh, do I put this in there? And then we were like, no, let's not put Rare in.
Let's keep it smaller. Yeah.
So these are brands that don't have a lot of shelf space, I will say, in stores, or very minimal.
In like a Sephora or Ulta.
Yeah, right. So I'm very curious to see yours, though. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, we just worked extra hard to make sure we didn't see each other's choices, but we could go back and forth. Kevin was struggling with his odd numbers.
Yeah, I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah,
but
it's okay. What lip do you have on? Because I'm assuming you matched the Born This Way on your t-shirt.
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh my God. I thought you're literally, other than the eyeliner, like the makeup is very,
Which is very funny. Yeah, because we're going to be filming quite a bit today. So I brought a lip change, if you will. But this is the NYX Twist Up Liner, the retractable liner in the shade, I almost said waterproof. I'm like not okay. Oh my God. I don't know. It's the dark red. Oh, it's called dark red. Creative.
Yeah.
And then it's the Mario lipstick in Tribeca, and then the MAC lip gloss. It's from the Stranger Things collection. It was the red. So I'm sure Ruby Woo, I'm sure they still sell, which is it's less bright, but it'll give you the same effect.
Beautiful ombre.
Thank you. Yeah, just a little red.
Yeah. Some other updates based on recent episodes, like stuff we talked about, because we always like to check in and stuff. Erin Parsons.
Oh, and I have one about MCO.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
So, a couple things is did you see Erin Parsons' video on Fleshpot? She's so funny. And she was like, I'm late to the game and it's sold out. So she had to buy them on
$150 for Fleshpot and bubbles.
Girl, I kind of wish I got bubbles.
Okay, I did.
Okay, good. So then, least I have access to it.
Let me tell you something. It ain't it.
Yeah. exactly what you said.
I wish
she was like, this is
I wish I knew her more personally, because I have a backup of Fleshpot. I wouldn't have let her pay $150. I would have sent it to her.
You know what? I'm just going to DM her and say, listen, girl, if you ever need anything like that again, we always buy extras. Don't do that. Yeah. Because I know.
Because I felt I felt horrible. I was like, granted, like she could have just been like, oh, whatever. And it's probably at that point, like, a tax write-off, buying stuff like this. But I'm like, I would never want her to like ever do that again, because I'm like,
especially when you know it's going to be disappointing.
Yeah, and I'm like,
because
and don't
you did, she did too. She knew
I
it
would
was
just
different.
I would have sent it to her immediately, and like I didn't have a backup of bubbles, but I'm like, I know somebody at Mac where I'm like a Nordstrom counter Mac, and I'm like, they weren't. I don't think they were sold out of bubbles. So
I know.
I would have loved to have just sent her. It's exactly what
you said.
Yeah, because she didn't even review bubbles. It was just for Fleshpot. Yes. So I'm like, I have an extra Fleshpot. I would have just sent it to her.
And it was what I really loved is that she pulled out the video of Mac, or it might have been a video or a photo. Mac claimed they were like, oh, we took Fleshpot out of our vault.
Like the
Disney vault. Do you remember that back in the day?
Laying on the tissue.
You remember that back in... Oh, well, you didn't watch a lot of VHSs, but
I remember the Disney vault, though.
Right? That commercial when they were like, for a limited time,
and
we are releasing it from the vault to go back forever. Like, they made it seem like they were never going to release the movie again. Like, if you didn't buy it,
and it was Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I'm like, we're going to have it. Like, you're going to sell it.
And then, mind you, fast forward, Disney Plus. Everything.
Yeah, completely.
So
and
it's
then
like,
DVDs
is this your vault?
5 seconds after that. Yeah. Wasn't the packaging even different then?
And in 2001, like, yes, it was.
So she had one from 2001, or no, I'm sorry. She had one, I think, even going back older than that.
No.
She pulled up another girl's from 2001.
So 2001, she had the original 2001. Then she had, Then that was when it first came out in the original collection.
Okay.
Then the girl had the re-promoted shade in the Heatherette packaging, the pink packaging.
Which was from like...
2008,
late 2010s. Okay,
8, 9, maybe 10.
Okay,
so around there, Heatherette, and then that was even peachy in the video. But then that person had swatched this and that, and she was like, "Yeah, but like I think the Heatherette one started to already change because she had the original. When she put them side by side, I was like."
Different lipstick. Yeah.
And I just ordered, I'm so excited. I just ordered the Made by Mitchel, the new nudes. I ordered the two.
Did you see pinky. I tagged you in that?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I already had been ordered at that point.
Extra cream.
Extra cream.
Always. That's what I said when I tagged you.
And then multiple people liking my comment back to you. And I was like,
oh, I didn't see what you said.
And I was like, always.
Always.
But I ordered the pink, the light pink, and then extra cream, which looked like Fleshpot.
You should have ordered. You should have told me you were ordering it. I would have Venmo'd you.
I want to make sure they're not foolish before we order. Both have one, so I'll make sure that they're nice.
Get in the habit of doing that. Yeah.
And then if they're nice,
to not have 4 lipsticks. We're disappointed.
Because it was like free shipping over 80. I said I'm not spending 80.
I know.
On anything on Beauty Bay.
Yeah.
I said I need to stop, but I'm going to order these 2 and just call it a day. And I was looking at other shades maybe to order for us, and I was like, nah, I don't like these.
Yeah, these are a new lipstick collection from Made by Mitchel, and there was one called Extra Cream that was like white.
It was like it was almost concealing. The color that I'm
hoping. Well, we wanted Fleshpot to be. So Erin clocked it. She knew it was wrong, and
she
it was
said
like
peach.
Yeah. And my other thing so in that video of them pulling it out of the vault, it wasn't even just the color. Didn't she also say like this, like the actual packaging of the lipstick looked?
I don't recall, but I even recall her saying even when they twisted that up. I think that, so when I bought Fleshpot the last time, it was in late 2010. So this was now 2019. That color was great. Yeah. But I think the one that Mac pulled out of their vault was from then.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it was from 2001 that they had this lipstick from. I do not. Because even she said when they twisted that thing up, the outside can sometimes start to turn. That was not. Yeah. That wasn't the 2000. And they didn't claim it.
Yeah.
They didn't claim this is 2001 original Fleshpot.
Yeah.
But I was like, the fact that Erin Parsons, again, could have been in a meeting with them and brought hers and said, listen, I have the OG Fleshpot.
Ridiculous.
And so many people were like looking forward to it, and it just disappointing.
I know. So that was that. And then you were going to say EMCO?
EMCO.
Okay.
Posted a story and it was their head of this guy, I guess he's on like an advertising or marketing team or whatever, and they literally were posting in front of Sephora held up a sign like the sign guy, and it says a full face of makeup shouldn't break the bank. Standing in front of Sephora in like probably Times Square or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's nice. So it's like a full face of makeup shouldn't break the bank, but let's go stand in front of the people that we're duping.
We're stealing their ideas. Yeah.
Right in front of them. And I'm like, you know what? That is just so. And again, our purpose of making the MCO video wasn't to be like, oh, MCO sucks. It's more so MCO sucks because they are ripping them off and claiming that our whole brand identity is not dupe culture.
And they're putting more effort into ripping off everything identically as much as they legally can and leaving the formula to be subpar. Where this is a perfect episode to launch into it is these brands that we're including are, a lot of them are also insanely, if as affordable, if not more affordable than MCO and Original. Like, was our point. Like, so yeah, any of the brands we talk about today have the right to do that if they're as affordable, like if you're leading with originality. Right. And then the other things before we take a quick break is I am wearing the e.l.f. satin foundation I got in PR. And I don't know if you saw I got it. I was trying to hide it from you. I'm wearing the Danessa Myrick's concealer.
I saw it downstairs.
I know, boo. So
I heard it's amazing.
I don't want to get... they sent me 4 colors.
How are they?
Good array. It's a little yellow, some of them, but you know. And I don't want to get too gassed, but my makeup right now, it looks pretty damn good. And I am not kidding you when I tell you I have not exfoliated and kept up with my skincare because I've been so busy. My skin right now is sandpaper. So the fact that this looks as good as it is dehydrated, rough dehydrated sandpaper. So the fact that this looks the way this
Your skin looks great.
It's shocking. So I'll let you know by the end of the episode to make sure to watch it all the way through. And I'll give you an update on how it looks.
Well, I feel like, and just perfect segue, I feel like I know a good facial you can get now that Kim Kardashian just got. A salmon sperm facial.
A salmon sperm facial.
Injected in her face. I thought it was satire.
I thought it was topical, not injected. Ew, salmon sperm.
Like,
girl.
Who thinks of this?
I know. Well, her face will be swimming upstream as her career swims downstream. All right, everybody, welcome back.
I was expecting you to scream.
Yeah. Welcome back to the sexy hour.
Delilah 106.7.
Oh my God. I don't know how that woman hasn't like caused people to fall asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
If you know Delilah out there, people, I don't know if she's like local
we just want to make sure that, you're going through that breakup.
Hello to all the locals.
Yeah. The singles in your area.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that video? The Lady Gaga. Yeah. She's playing the piano. She's like, well, hello to all the locals. Oh, man. All right. Well, let's dive in to the best indie brand makeup. So I cheated and included a skincare item because this is like amazing. This is from Moira Cosmetics. This is the hyaluronic caffeine depuff eye gel. And I had gotten this in PR and I personally, I think I tried it once possibly before I like prepped my makeup and I was like, okay, it felt great instantaneously as far as like cooling, so on and so forth. But then I gave this to my cousin because she has wanted something that was like depuffing for dark circles, etc. And I gave her this and she like texted me and she was like, do you have any more of that? This is incredible. And I didn't even realize when I was then going in to research this that this is like one of their #1 bestsellers.
Okay.
Depuffing hyaluronic caffeine eye gel. And especially
so you haven't told me about this in how long?
I know. I totally like forgot about it. It wasn't until I was researching this because it was funny after I gave it away, I never got another one of this. But I remember, the time I had tried it, I love that gel consistency in an eye cream underneath concealer because it's so lightweight, but it's still really hydrating. But to get the hyaluronic acid, the caffeine, have it depuffing with that wand, like this is something, especially if you do have puffy under eyes, keep this in the fridge or any kind of cool area so that metal tip like gets cold and depuff.
I love, and I'm sure the price is
it's insane.
Criminal.
Yeah. It's I think single digits. Yeah.
Amazing.
So phenomenal.
Cool. Okay, so and I have kind of like a skincare primary step, or you could wear this alone. So this is from Undefined Beauty. This is their R&R Sun Serum. So it comes in 3 different tones, so light, medium, and deep. I have the light, and let me tell you something. I just started using this. It has become, within the past week, one of my all-time favorite products under makeup and even alone on my skin. Glowy without shimmer, hydrating and lightweight, no white cast in the sunscreen. They have so many skincare products too. I got like in PR, it was like a bunch of different things, but there's like an exfoliating spray that I guess you spray on like a cotton pad and wipe it through, and it's a 10% exfoliation.
Oh, wow.
So they have like a wide array of like SPF products though.
Yeah.
I mean, they have like a face oil that like isn't greasy, but is like more, I would almost say it's more hydrating than like it doesn't feel oily.
Wow.
But this has become, in the past week, I've been like trying this out under makeup, no makeup. And they are like one of my favorite brands. And you could get this at Target. You can get it at Ulta online. And oh my God, there's another one too. But I was I had never heard of this. And I was so like shocked. And loves the pod. They reached out because they love the pod.
I love you too. And I was just about to say, love you too. I got PR from them, I think, a while ago.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was at the beginning of when I was on the Ulta Beauty Collective. So I started to get like waterboarded, and I don't even know. I think I maybe tried 1 or 2 things. But I remember at the time when I'd gotten all this, the whole brand, they sent me so much stuff in PR. I was like trying other skincare at the time, and I really didn't want to like toss that aside to try something new. Because when you get skincare PR, I can't be trying a new serum every week because I won't know if the one I'm trying is working. And I think I like gave all this away. Like I gave it like all away. I don't think I were like, so I'm like, from the minute you pulled up the picture, I was like a little gooped because I was like, oh, like,
yeah. It's like, I would say, like, and it evens out your skin tone too. And it's very like skincare focused.
And the
especially
brand
for
is
like the Undefined Beauty.
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
So online only at Ulta as of right now.
Yeah.
And also Target, which is so cool.
Wow, that's really cool. Well, if you're listening, Undefined, I mean, Kevin loves it. I'm going to look to see if I have any of this left, because now you make me want to try it. So
it's incredible.
I got to go through my skincare jug. Alrighty. Next up, I have the Chi Chic The Most Concealer. God almighty, girl. What a, this was another one. I was like, oh my God. And mine was so old. I threw it out because I had to. And
me too.
It like made me remember. I was like, oh my God, like I want to order another one of this.
Do you remember, because I think we bought them together, that it was like the number 2. It was like almost pinky. Yes. And then there was the white.
Yes.
To like, I use the white all the time to like use as an eyelid primer to make sure all my like neon shadows were super bright.
Yes.
This makes me want to get it because everyone loved, this was at like the time LA Girl was super popular, like the brush concealers. These were so elite and so much product. I couldn't go through it.
And girl, these are so full coverage.
Full coverage. I would wear it as foundation.
Oh, absolutely. And this, and I always say to a lot of people, like when you get into really, really, really full coverage concealers, a lot of people can be afraid of it. But I always say too, like if you have something that is really difficult to cover, I would rather it's so much better to use less of a super full coverage product than trying to cover it with like your normal light to medium stuff, because then you're just
going to show through.
It's going to show through. You're going to be piling it on, opposed to something that's super pigmented. This will give you that coverage. And the reason it lasts so long is because, I'm not kidding you, like the thought of tapping it on your face is enough. Like it's insane
minimal
how full
product,
coverage this is. Yeah.
So the next product that I have is the About Face, the Performer Foundation.
Can we talk about what happened with her briefly? Halsey. So Halsey, the singer, is the owner of About Face, got diagnosed with lupus and leukemia.
Yeah.
Recently. Heartbreaking. She's
know.
Like our age. That's like insane.
I can't even imagine.
She grew up in the town next to where I grew up.
She did? I knew she was in Jersey.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's heartbreaking.
I know.
Because what
like,
a genuine,
so sad.
like, genuinely, like, nice
I know. Jeez.
soul.
God. So.
But this, so this obviously came in I was skeptical, but $22. I was like, oh, like that's an amazing price point. The way that this is on the skin, the shade range, everything about the performance, and literally it's called the Performer Foundation. And it does just that. It's amazing. Lasts all day. Shade range incredible. I can't say enough good things about this.
So good. And this brings up something, a friend, one of Casey's, my husband's best friends, I had given her one of these because they sent me a bunch of the shades, and she then, the next time she visited recently, she was telling me that she said that she like couldn't get it to like stick to her like T-zone or whatever. And I just kind of want to take this as a time to say, we're like, so many times when people end up saying that to me, especially when I know it's a good foundation, it always goes back to where the questions I then was asking. I was telling her, I was like, I really think it's like knowing her skin type. I was like, it's an exfoliation issue and it's a skincare issue. Like I was like, because I was like, when's the last time you physically exfoliated? And she's pregnant at the time, so that's probably why she wasn't like regularly exfoliating. But I was like, that buildup of dead skin, especially on the nose when you are more oily and you have that there, I was like, it's shedding as you're like, it's not going to stick to your T-zone.
Over moisturizing your skin.
Exactly.
Overdoing it with primer, overdoing it with moisturizer, trying to compensate for things. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Which another update. And I don't know if we would consider them an indie brand. We talked about it a couple episodes ago on the Cosmo Awards, the iconic London mattifying primer.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. And I would like to formally apologize to my love, Robert Welsh, even for 1 millisecond thinking I had been steered wrong. This was the primer that I said I bought from Robert Welsh. We tried it in a video eons ago. We thought that was the problem. It had to be the fucking foundation we were using that day, girl. Like, God only knows. Because I don't remember. That video was like a fever dream. You remember? It was like everything was going wrong.
I don't want to think about it.
It was horrible.
That day was weird.
So it had to be the foundation because I've been now using that primer since we filmed the Cosmo episode, which was going back 2-3 weeks ago. It's unreal for combination and oily skin. It's unbelievable. The smoothing, like even when I put the foundation on top of it before I even set it with the powder, it looks like I already, like the blurredness, the minimizing of pores and everything is unbelievable. I know. But I really do think it's more for combo and oily. I don't know how, if dry. It's because of that. Almost like that when you rub it in, it has that, it's not like a hydrating sink in, like, no. So it really is for texture, oil control, smoothing, blurring for combo and oily, but.
Well, we love an update.
I know. All right, next up, we have the Chi Chic Puff Pass Powder. So this we both put on the list. Yeah. I just had put translucent, and you specifically put
Ivender,
Ivender?
Yeah. So it's the ivory lavender combo. So it's a little bit more brightening for lighter skin tones. Love them.
Yes.
But even the translucent, the white powder.
I love the white too.
Is so good.
This is such a good powder. This is kind of, I would put this in the category of like one size powder.
100% lighter weight.
Lighter weight and cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the benefit of this. But it's going to be give you the same kind of effect that the one size does, which is really good oil control, really good long wear.
And
you can bake with this and wipe it, and it's not going to make it look heavier. It's stunning.
Yeah.
Now I have, girl, another little powder that I have been secretly trying for quite a while. This is the Moira Loose Setting Powder, and they recently came out with a translucent shade and a pink. And before this, they only had these in colors, like skin tones. And then when they came out with the pink and the white, they sent me these two. And I don't know if because these aren't like complexion colors that they made them maybe a little different, but the finely milledness of this, that's a word, right? Of this is what I have my whole face is set with. It's unbelievable. You haven't seen these?
No.
It's been on my table in my living room for like ever. I have it right in the beauty studio. Hold on.
Okay, this isn't as pink as the photo.
No, it's not that bubble gum. The photo is more bubblegummy.
Wow, very, very finely milled, very smoothing. Wow. Okay.
Stunning.
And it almost has like a satiny kind of finish, which I like that it's not just dry.
Exactly. And that's where too, like you can like, it depends on what you're doing. And again, this is the place to promote myself. It's our podcast, but go watch my Dalba video, because that was kind of the whole point of it. Was like the biggest mistake I always get when people have combo and oily skin is they're like, well, I want to do that like glowy makeup, like I just want to look very glowy and fresh, and 9 times out of 10 their biggest mistake is that they then go, okay, so I'm gonna use a glowy foundation or a glowy primer, the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Not when you got combo and oily skin, baby boo. Like you are, no, it's like putting paint on a wet wall. Like you gotta, and I explain in that video, I'm like, when you have a product like the Dalba light spray to be able to add that in, or the Half Magic setting spray to have that glow, when you have combo and oily, you got to build the foundation of the house in a way that's going to work on combo and oily skin. So I went in with the Revlon mattifying primer, the MAC blur and set to set everything, just powder bronzer and contour. I did do the House Labs balm blushes, but then I'm like, so I'm matte, and then you add the glow on top of everything, almost like a top coat for your nails. But the whole cake can't be, it has to be built in a way that's going to work for you.
Of course.
Where it's about that kind of cocktailing. So for me, if I'm going in with a more mattifying foundation, that's when I know, like, okay, I can use a powder like this because it has a little bit of that satin finish. Or if I'm going to go in with more for myself, more of a satin foundation, then I'm going to go in with something like the Kim Chi that's more mattifying. So it just is, if a good formula is a good formula, but it's just all about figuring out how much your face can take as far as on the glow and matte meter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that for you,
I would love.
Would be, oh my God,
that's amazing. So then next up we have the Trixie Cosmetics, the Flower Power bronzers. So these have the 2 shades of bronzer and then a highlighter in there. I absolutely love these. I will say I do wish, a dream of mine, that there was one lighter. Because when I'm at my palest, I will say even the lightest shade in the first bronzer can be a little bit much at times, which I'm shocked.
Really?
But then when it's the perfect thing, though, when I self-tan a little bit, it's perfect. And I could take the deeper one and even deepen it a little bit more, like in towards the back, and then use the lighter one. Kind of cocktail what I need. But I would even love to see like a slightly lighter version.
Okay.
Which would be amazing. But these, honestly, like I can always make them work. It's very reliable.
Oh.
And that highlighter formula in there is
beautiful.
Slept on.
It is.
Slept on.
And I love that there's the 2 tones in here, because you might be thinking, okay, like what is going on? But the way she described it was like, she's like, I want a bronzer that I can use all year, where when I fluctuate from being a little fairer to a little deeper, or I do self-tan, etc., you can just bump right up to the next
and it's
shade.
all in the same, or all even in the same palette.
In the same compact.
Yeah.
And what I love about Trixie's stuff is how neutral her bronzers are.
Well, she
like,
knows.
Yes. Like it's not... and what I love is I can almost even sometimes, even when I am more fair, or I can use the middle shade as my bronzer, and then I can almost just like deepen up the pockets with that darker as like a contour, because the way it pulls on fair skin, it's so neutral that it just never looks orange. It never looks crazy. It's just such a good, and the pant, it's big. It's like, but
they're
you're
very
getting a lot.
Travel friendly.
Oh, completely. Very thin.
Yeah. And I would like to see, even in like the cream bronzer formula, how there's 6. I would like to see those translate here a little bit.
Yeah.
So I would love to see maybe an expansion of this in the future.
Totally.
Well, and we would, we'll see. And also in the same, breadth of bronzers. So I included the LYS cream bronzers. I recently have fallen back in love with these when I saw the shade expansion a few months back now. But I really do love this formula. I was using the shade Harmony for a while. Harmony from Willy Wonka. No, which I forget what that scene was. I don't know why every time I hear the word Harmony.
Yeah.
This is so perfect. So these were the 5 original shades. And then on the arm swatches that I included, there's now the expansion. So they have one lighter, one deeper. So Worthy is now the deepest. And now Hope is the lightest.
Wow.
We're in between shades 2 through 6, rather, were the originals.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, like, this is one of my favorite. This and the Trixie are like my 2 favorite cream bronzers.
Yes.
But I like this, that it's a little bit warmer and a little bit more full coverage. So like for people that like need more, like if you're even like, I would take a little bit of this and take like a tiny little dot and mix it into foundation.
Yeah.
If I needed to manipulate.
Yes.
But this is so pigmented. Hence why I do like the Trixie because of the dry down. But this stays nice and radiant, better for dry skin.
There it is. I was going to throw that in there. Yeah. Because I bought this and I have this thing and I really fell off using it. Because I was like, oh, this is beautiful, but it's not.
It's for radiant.
For me with oily skin, it's so creamy. It's so emollient. It really is beautiful and it lasts forever because like he's saying, you need idea of it on the face. But it's so hydrating. So for dry skin, this is one of the most, oh my God, you're right. One of the most beautiful cream bronzers. Where for me, I have the Trixie sticks. Yes, because I think the difference with the Trixie sticks is they have a beautiful dry down. So it's not going to be as almost melty like that. If you think about, it's not that the LYS is going to melt, but I mean, like, think about in heat, the LYS would melt a little quicker because of that. Like,
it's a little more emollient.
This is has a little bit more held together because I feel like there might be a little bit more powder maybe in this formula or something that I will just swipe it on the back of my hand. You've seen me use this and talk about it a million times. Put it on. The colors are so neutral, so beautiful. I mean, look at them swatched on the darkest model, like the neutrality of that. I do agree with you, though. I think there needs to be one lighter that is more cool tone. And it's interesting, too, because these are very, I think cream bronzers are, if they're the right color, are very versatile in the sense that, like, for me, I use shade number 3, which if I just, like, swatched a full coverage swatch on my face, you'd be like, that is way too dark. But it looks stunning when you, like, you can, you know what I mean? Yeah. Build them in that way or shear them out.
I wear shade number 1 and I love it. It looks like it's going to be too light and too orange, but it does work.
I know.
So, and I don't always love the color of cool tone bronzers because it does make me look muddy if it's too gray. So I'm all for this and I'll
There really is a pale people problem, is like how gray things can get when you're fair. Yeah.
God, it's
so like crazy how different we look. Both, like, you know, we came out of the same Wonder Bread white machine, but we are so different in, like, color.
Yeah.
It's, like, always so surprising to me, like, how pale fair you are. Next up, I have, these are the Kaleidos Beauty, I believe the Symphony, like, bronzing trios, I want to say, or something trios, the Symphony trios, they're called. Okay. So Kevin and I used these in a video eons ago. And when I tell you, we were so impressed with these. You're getting a light shade, almost like a brightener. You're getting an actual cool tone contour and then a warmer bronzer. The shade range is stunning in these. The depth of it, you have fair, light, and medium. Look at just, oh my God, the carving ability of the contours is stunning. The deeper shades, the range is unbelievable. So it's so rare to find something like this that it's an actually cool tone, but B, the brightener shade. We talked about it in that video. Anything like this, I don't know if you used to use it, but like use this shade. I mean, I know you used to goon for this, the KVD Shade and Light. Anything like that, like this, I never would touch the brightener shade because it was not the tea. Like when I'm looking for, like, I want to brighten with a pigmented powder that's like not translucent, I'm using like a formula of a powder foundation I know and love, like She Glam or something. I ain't going in with some boo-boo brightener in a contour palette.
Because it's always a little
dusty, crusty, and
shifty,
fucking musty.
shady, little bit of shimmer.
And it's that.
And have you ever picked up a powder with a little shimmer that you didn't know and you started to right under the eye and you said, oh, I didn't realize all that texture and under eye, was there. So now I'm going to wipe off my makeup.
The worst that ever happened to me was that Makeup Forever powder. That Makeup Forever loose powder they came out with.
Those are criminal.
It was highlighter, and I put it under my eyes and on the sides of my nose, the pores. Screaming. I could have served guacamole out of. Yeah. Like it ruined my makeup.
The pores barking.
It literally ruins.
This, oh my God. Why isn't Kaleidos in store?
Tell me about it, girl. You know where they're sold on top of like e-commerce is in Urban Outfitters and on urbanoutfitters.com. How strange.
But like Urban Outfitters, I would almost love to see one day like a cool beauty section. And I'm talking like, give me gondolas.
And give me brands that are not at Ulta and Sephora.
Enough of the Mario Badescu rose spray on your end cap with your books.
Do you fucking remember the chokehold that Mario Badescu rose spray had on the beauty industry?
Yeah, because you could go buy a book, a beanie, and a Mario Badescu fucking rose spray at Urban Outfitters. Oh, and don't forget to get your plastic packaging of their acne clearing solution.
I know, girl.
But
yes. Yeah. And
Urban Outfitters. But they only have, I'm sure, universal products like a shimmer topper for like whatever, or a lip gloss from them. They're not going to have
the whole line. Exactly.
They're not going to have
honestly, it might only be online only, but that's the thing. And this brightening powder, not only is stunning for being in a contour and bronzer palette, I would buy a single of this. It's that stunning. And when because we, I think, discovered this powder in a video that we hated our complexion, and this was like saving it. So we were packing this on and it was still stunning. It was better than the foundation.
Yeah, because I remember doing this and I was like, my concealer was yellow.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, please. Like,
because you can get coverage out of that brightening powder.
This was
stunning. I'm telling you guys, remarkable. If you need one product, you need a contour, a bronzer, and a brightener. This is my number one recommendation. It's 3 products in one.
I forgot about these.
Yes, and even if you're someone, let's say you have more mature skin and you don't want to pack on a lot of concealer, like liquid or cream, like concealer under the eye, you can just do a little baby bit, so on and so forth.
Wow.
And then use this to brighten and almost use it like a powder foundation. Just dust that on, let it sit, setting spray, press it in with a beauty blender, and girl, good to go. So good. Oh.
So next up for blushes, I still love these in the shade expansion. The Moira Love Steady liquid blushes and the satin mattes. Love these, that you get 2 different formulas in the collection. I love both satin, or like the dewy, or no, what are they? The radiance rather, and then the mattes. I love these so much.
The matte, amazing. I got all of these in PR, and I gave you every radiant. I took the mattes,
and they're very glowy. Like that's the
radiant ones.
I wish the radiant ones, the colors, I wish each one came in radiant and matte.
Okay, that was my problem. Is girl, I want coinciding shades, because when
fun colors, you were left with the bruised, battered, bankrupt, and dingy shades.
Yeah,
and I got like the hot pink and the lavender and the low moment.
Yeah,
and then you get rose, terracotta.
Yeah,
brick.
Literally. Literally, that's the play of having combo and oily skin. Like that, girl, just why are the matte blushes? Like, I think there was 2.
Sad.
There was 2 in the matte formula that I liked, the pink all the way on the end, and then I think 2 in from there. It was like peachy. Those were the 2 best, and then all of the fun shades were radiant.
Yeah, and they are
wet. Too wet.
I love to be glowy. I have to take her down a few pegs. And even when I put powder on it, it's still a little, hello, wet.
Yeah.
It like, I put powder on it and I have to be careful that it doesn't have color because it'll make that powder darker. That's how wet these are.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on, you still really like
it. And when I'm dry, like when I have dry skin, they're great. Okay. But you have to like, little bit. Don't go, because these are like the Rare Beauty where you only need a tiny bit of these, but I will say, like, I love this formula.
All right. And then I have the Trixie Cosmetics Trixie Sticks. And again, this for me is, which I still got to order the rest of them, girl. I don't know why I haven't yet. I always forget I have 2 shades. One of them is like down to the nub. They are literally like the bronzing sticks. It has something in that formula where it just, my test for cream and liquids, especially blushes, is that I can put them over powder and they're still going to look beautiful. And if I don't want to set them, I don't have to. A lot of ones need to be. Like the House Labs blush bombs. Like those need to be set. But this, there's something about Trixie's formula that it just has this dry down to it that keeps that healthiness without being wet or then being dry and patchy. It's just perfect right in the middle. So especially for everybody, but especially combo and oily, if you want creams, Trixie's got you covered.
Agreed. Okay. And then I had to include these. I do love them. All of the shades of these, but particularly the pink from Chi Chic has the split pan blushes. So you get 2 shades for the price of 1. And again, similar to the concept of the Trixie bronzers, where you can take like the darker shade and wrap it back and then use the lighter almost to like veil it around.
Yeah.
So cool. And I do love these. Ultra pigmented, and you need
a little bit.
I need to whisper across with the brush.
Oh, tap the brush off with these like no one's business. Maybe even give it like a
and
boop
work
on the
it
hands.
in like the
Because girl, if you dip it and go, you're fucked.
Yeah, I made the mistake one time. I literally dipped 3 times, tapped off twice, went right in, wasn't enough. Because it was my first time trying, so I like dipped in excited, like tapped off, and then went in.
Oh, wasn't enough tap off. I thought you meant it wasn't enough blush on your face.
Oh, no. I went in, I tapped 3 times in the blush, tapped off the excess twice on the container, went in, and I said, "Oh,
girl, these are so pigmented." Yeah, because they're pressed softly, which is why so much gets.
They're a little domed, so they can't like hard press these. I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised because they almost feel like a baked, but I don't think they are baked.
No, I don't think
that's so interesting. That and I know you can also kimchi now. You can find at CVS and I believe JCPenney Beauty.
Yeah.
All right, I included. This is from
Blend Bunny,
girl. Blend Bunny blush palettes. Okay, can we all just soak this in?
Okay.
I have 2. I want to say. This one is the juicy
Get Away From
blush
Me
palette, and then this one is like the more nude blush palette.
I was on their website last night, and this came across my page, and I was like, why do I recognize this?
Yes.
Because that mango color blush and that yellow.
Girl, our 2024 mission statement is to make lip gloss great again and to popularize yellow and orange blush.
I want this.
I knew this was going to turn you on. And girl, like even look at it. Like, can you even with that?
That mango color
girl
blush. Squeeze.
Tangy. Miss Tangy. I'm illiterate. Yeah. Tangy. Miss Tangy.
Tangy.
Raw.
Pulp. Mouth-watering. Sticky sweet. Does that say pipe? Ripe. Oh my God. I was
watering. Like, oh my God. That mouth watering.
And sticky sweet.
Imagine. And you know what I love I love when even things are in a palette like this, but they were so clearly based on undertone and everything created to complement and go together. Because tell me you could not ombre from the darkest purple or that darkest orange into any of the lighter corresponding, like starting with that darkness and then going down or going from the dark to the mango to the yellow. Like, it's just, this one turned me on. Yeah.
I love this.
And I've used this blush formula before. I had they sent me one of their palettes, I think, when I first started, I want to say. And it was kind of more this nudish color story. Loved
that
it.
Other one.
Had to get rid of it because it was so old. And then, but now these, I believe, are a little bit more newer. At least I don't remember these when I had first gotten any PR from them. And this one is the more nude one. Stunning. I mean, this is
still
like
very pretty. But...
Very pretty. Yes. Just obviously more muted nudes. But yeah.
So then I had to include, these are somewhat new for Moira. These are like the
diamond things?
These are like the diamond veil to almost like that rivals Fenty's, but I like the colors of these. So you have the silvery white and then this more bronzy gold rather than it being so pink or like copper.
Yes.
But these like that plushy, like
it's like the formula of those viral MAC blushes that everyone was taking them. It's almost like it feels like a powder, but you can push your finger into it like a hybrid.
This reminds me of like obviously the Fenty,
you
the Stila.
Push your finger into it.
I know. How did I
want to put your finger into me?
Yeah. Oh, you already did. Leave your fingerprint in me. I'm like the TSA.
Yeah.
But I love these. I think they're so cool. You got these. And
you call it a cavity search. I call it fingerprinting.
You call it a cavity search. I call that 8 p.m.
Yeah. It's 8 p.m. Do you know where your finger is?
Yeah. In me. Yeah.
But yeah, these are unreal.
These are absolutely amazing. And again, price point. Just wild for Moira.
And I love that they always, whenever Moira launches anything, it's always multiple iterations. Like, they never just do like Lottie London one shade. You know what I mean? Like, it always tends to be, they'll give you in this, like, okay, we're making a highlighter, let's make 4. All the way up to the deepest gold, something in like medium deep, something medium, and then something light, or then like a white. Like, it's always spread out.
In this case, it's very sheer and reflective, so you don't need.
There's not a lot of pigment backing. Yeah,
so
so that could go on the deepest. The golder one could go on the deepest, darkest skin, and it's really more of the diamond flecks than it is a pigment backing that's going to be ashy on dark skin.
Exactly.
Alrighty, and then I have these are the Moira single shimmer eyeshadows. I apologize for not remembering the exact name of these. I don't remember specific. There's like some, fancy name, but they're basically just the Moira single shadows in their own little component. Okay, the colors. Do we see this? Like, there is.
I remember using these in a video with you.
Oh, this is the one, number 24. The black is the one I used in that video.
Yeah.
It looked like fucking oil spill on my eye. It was so
when
stunning.
I did the daytime look with the pink lip and you did the smoky eye with that.
Yes. These are, I can't describe it because it's not like a chunky glitter. This is like, because this is my thing as well. There are certain products that I love because let's face it, we do love, like, I want chunk, I want glitter, I want blinding. But it is very difficult in some formulas to get that where you're not going to then have fallout and you're not going to have little flecks under the eye. Like, I mean, you remember back in the day when we all used, glitter glue and a loose glitter? Like, it was just so much work. Like, this to me is the most blinding, for lack of a better word, chunky formula you can get in a powder right before you're not going to have any fallout. Which is why this is my favorite. Honestly, more than any other Moira. Like, even the Moiras in the pot, like the twist off pot, I love those, but you need to have something down that's really going to keep them on the eye because you will get little dots of fallout. Where these, you can just finger put it on and, oh my God. Because at this point in today's beauty world, I would rather lay something like this down and then like paint a glitter liner or glitter eyeshadow on top that has the moisture and is going to bind rather than looking for chunkiness in a dry product.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, and the shade range is like
amazing. And you can buy the whole set of this too, which is so cool.
It's unbelievable. And I'm pretty sure these are $6 each. Like, so it's just my only complaint. I want to be able to take them out of this little plastic component because I want to put them in a Z palette.
And just have them all accessible.
They are so glued in this little white thing. I don't want 24 individual open case, closed case individual shadows. Yeah. This should be in a magnet case.
Pop it out. Or just sell refill pans.
Sell refill pans of these, which they could very easily do, and they'd be cheaper, even cheaper for them. Like, do refill pans and make a Z palette.
For $3.99, yeah.
I want to like DM them because I always they always send me everything and they're so nice. I kind of want to like DM them and be like, hey, I'm just throwing this out there. I love these shadows. Can you sell refills individually and like come out with a Moira Z palette like for these? Because it's like to die for.
Yeah. Okay, so I have in general
decision fatigue. Yeah.
This was actually on because I couldn't decide and I was looking up Blend Bunny and there were so many eyeshadow palettes from them, like the e.l.f. Palette that they came out with all the neutrals and the brights and everything. But Blend Bunny
e.l.f. palette, was that the kid that won?
Yes.
Glow Up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these eyeshadow formulas are just stunning. So this is kind of just like a general statement of like Blend Bunny eyeshadows. The color stories of these palettes are everything and more. And I was going to go with Glam Light. And I just feel like repetitive nature of Glam Light lately, I have to say I am very like disappointed. Yeah. The Kiss collection is now looking like the new Chucky collection coming out. The Chucky collection looks like the one that they did with like Frosted Flakes 2 years ago.
I know.
So I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know. With Glamlite, I'm kind of getting into this like routine where I'm like, if I closed my eyes and had these palettes laid out in front of me with I couldn't tell you which was which collection at this point, where this is distinctly different every time.
Yes.
And the color stories are just so cool and amazing and refreshing and new and fun.
The formula,
I mean,
is unreal. The mattes blend like butter, and the shimmers are what we want in a shimmer.
Yeah.
All right, then I have I love Sigma eyeshadow palettes. They are a little bit more expensive. I think they're around like high 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say
so.
Maybe 50. This I almost feel like, and I never really put this together until I was thinking about obviously Sigma palettes for this video. You know, people mourn the loss of Anastasia Beverly Hills heyday palettes. Sigma has never fell off. Sigma is like, if you want to treat yourself, like if you were ever thinking about buying an Anastasia palette, buy a Sigma palette. Because first of all, the color stories are breathtaking so many of them. They're actually cohesive. They all go together and you can make a comprehensive look. And you're getting equal dispersion of shimmers and mattes. You can literally see this palette back and forth. And I picked the new mod because this to me is like, it's just a gorgeous everyday palette. Like this is the every person palette that you could wear to work. You could wear to anything. Beautiful, neutral transition, warm transition. You have your warm brown, neutral brown colors, a little bit of rosy pinks. Like it's just, and their shimmer formula is stunning. I love Sigma eyeshadow palettes.
You know, I'm surprised you didn't pick Adept.
I almost did. And here's why.
Price.
It is very expensive, which that really wasn't a deterrent because, I don't know, there is a lot of indie brand stuff that they have to charge more because they're not MCO, you know.
And they're putting sick formulas.
Such high quality formulas.
Yeah.
That they have to sell higher. And again, a great comment that was so prevalent all throughout the MCO video was people saying that they agreed with the point I made about how they were like, you know, I've looked back on so many makeup purchases I've done and I spent more money trying to find a dupe for a high-end product than if I had just bought the high-end product. And that's the thing with things like MCO is it's so hit or miss where Moira, you could fill your cart with something with your eyes closed and I guarantee you it's going to probably perform better than anything MCO sells. Like there's a through line of quality despite it being affordable and despite it has some of Moira's stuff like, but then again, I mean, a highlighter's a highlighter. It's not like they're directly inspired by like trying to dupe anybody. It's just
it's in their own packaging.
That's what I mean.
It's their own tweaks on formulas and colors.
Original,
and
cheaper, and there's a through line of quality where when you're trying to be a dupe brand, at the very least, I can't try one thing and think it's okay and then try another thing and have to take my makeup off and start from scratch because it was so bad.
Yeah.
When you're trying to dupe something high end, you're making people spend more money on dupes trying to find a comparable dupe that works for them than if they had just bought it outright. And I think so I understand when indie brands have more expensive products because they're making them with such manufacturing integrity and formula integrity that they have to charge what they charge. But my thing with the Adept is I love them a lot. I think it's one of the most blinding, beautiful eyeshadows, and it really is like a hybrid of what I was just saying about the Moira individuals, where it looks like you're using loose glitter, but it's in a pressed eyeshadow. It's very hard to work with because it's so glittery. You gotta have like because I've used it without glitter glues before in the whole nine. You need like a glitter glue down. You need something to bind it because it will, in an hour, you will get flakes from it underneath because it's so blinding and chunky that it takes a learning curve to figure out how to use it. And my other thing with Adept is the ones that we love. The Moda palette was the one I bought that was stunning.
Yeah.
That's like a newer formula. And I had bought like 3 of their eyeshadow palettes, and the one that came out before the Moda was like, I could tell some of these new formulas were in it. And then the one I bought that was like one of their original palettes that they launched was a completely different formula. It was not as blinding. It was like not great. So that's where I'm like, that's why I kind of bumped them from this list, because I'm like, you got to get, again, I need predictability. If I'm buying a $50 eyeshadow palette, if I buy one $50 eyeshadow palette, it blows me away. I want to go on your website and I want to buy any other, like Sigma, I want to go and buy any other eyeshadow palette that looks like this, that's a different color story, and it better be the exact same formula. I don't like that, because I paid as much for the older one as the newer one, and it's a completely different formula.
For $150.
And nowhere on your website did you say this was a different formula. I was expecting the same quality of that blinding shimmer and didn't get it. Like shit like that, I don't play with that. Yeah. Like where Sigma, you're getting predictability in it's all this formula, even when they collab.
With Alice in Wonderland.
You know what I mean? It's the same formula. They're not color pop. They're not changing the formula completely because of that.
I love that Alice in Wonderland palette. Oh. Okay, so then I have the Trixie Cosmetics, the Play Pigment. So in the new and the existing shades from the Gamer collection, I gotta say, I absolutely...
Stunning.
I love these. I love that they mix well. They dry down beautiful. I love them.
Talk about a liquid to powder, and like a beautiful dry down.
You could wear this as a blush, like the pink one as a blush, and you can even mix it with like another shade to make like your own custom shade of this.
Yeah.
And now with the Funhouse collection with like the yellow, you can definitely like play around with more shades for like your face and then the eyes, and use these as like body pigments.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I love these.
Alrighty, I included, this is from e.l.f. Beauty. This is the Palettopoly eyeshadow palette, because it was part of their Palettopoly board game, like makeup board game. But to date, this still remains. I've never been able to throw this eyeshadow palette out because because it's old as fuck. e.l.f. Beauty's eyeshadow shimmer formula is so breathtaking. And this color story just gets me wet. Whenever I'm doing a look, colorful, neutral, whatever, I always end up popping this open because I'm like, there's something in here that's gonna work. Everything has a coinciding. You could do because even if you look up and down, everything complements one another. Just to have that hot pink and a cobalt blue and then a periwinkle blue, a dark purple with the coinciding purple shimmer. The greens are stunning to have that moss, and then even like a little bit of a yellowy green, but then you also have a neutral, a pink matte transition, a blue matte transition. It's just one of like such a great, like, I like colorful eyeshadow and I want a little bit of everything palette. And the formula is out of this world. Have you felt the formula of these?
I've used this many a times on the channel when my makeup was going awry, and I've used this to save the day.
How many times when your makeup was going awry did I tell you I was like, grab the Palettopoly palette?
And I did, because I remember using the color Fashion in the bottom left when I did my all...
Fashion! Step into the room.
With RuPaul.
Her in that brown condom dress.
Yeah. Freak. Geek. Slay.
Slay. Yeah. Oh, wait. You bought all these.
I did. And I could not,
Why are they not, have these never been on my eye? Because I remember when you bought these, we were, when I tell you, fucking slipping and sliding around the kitchen. Yeah. Yeah, we were.
And you know what's crazy? These were in a random Sephora bag when I guess I was like cleaning stuff up, and I like threw them in a bag of like all new stuff to like use. They were in the bottom of this bag, just chilling in the bottom. I think after I
forgot you bought these.
Yeah, I forgot until the other day. And I was like, oh my God, these were so amazing. They performed well. They are probably the best duo trio chrome shadows I've ever tried in my life.
Agreed.
And so these are the About Face.
Sorry, guys.
The About Face, like the duo trio chrome liquid shadows that they came out with over the summer. No, not even in the spring.
Yeah, these are recent.
These, I mean, the best. And to come out with 7 shades, and they were outstanding.
Stunning. And to do darker liquid eyeshadows is so difficult to have pigment. These are like opaque.
All of them.
All of them. It's stunning.
Love these.
Love pink. Alrighty. And then I included, these are the Jean-Luc Cosmetic lip liners. So my favorite shade, I love Mother Pucker and Princess, I believe. Because I will say in this photo, these look like pinker and warmer than they actually are, because Mother Pucker is not like that kind of brownie pinky. This formula is so stunning. Sharpenable pencil, creamy, dries down like no one's business, lasts all day. But this, to me, like this range is such a beautiful, like for all skin tones, your go-to like nude lip liner. You've used Mother Pucker tons on the channel. Yeah. This is such a beautiful formula.
The glosses from them, the liquid lipsticks from them, all great.
And I got to tell you too, you know what? As much as I hate them because we're waterboarded with them, my favorite lip oils are from Jean-Luc. I have you know what? I'm going to grab it. I put the clear Jean-Luc lip oil on my bedside table. I've never gone through a lip product this much in my life.
What doesn't end up on your bedside table?
Like for me to be halfway done with a product. Totally fragrance free.
No scent. Yeah.
For me to be halfway done with a product with the amount of stuff I get. And also I use it once and then I lose everything.
Yeah.
So that's my other thing. But this is something I put this on every single night before bed. It's like one of,
yeah, the formula is super. I do love it. I think you gave me like a couple of them, like the pinks and the reds.
Yeah, this is the Juicy Drip lip oil.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
amazing.
Good.
So then I couldn't not include these because I absolutely love these for like a more like blinding liquid glitter shadow, where the Moira liquid shadows, like the dazzle finish.
Dazzling, dear.
And then the swatches are Somewhere Over the Rainbow. These are so beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Again, shade range stunning, just like the pressed shadows, but I absolutely love these. These are so
absolutely gorgeous. My God. And even the paint, like the glitter eyeliners that they came out with, I love, because if you're gonna use like a shimmer eyeshadow, a powder, and you just want to beef it up, I like doing that a little bit more. Opposed to something like this, you're going to use this is going to be your, like the shadow you use on the lid or something painted on. The only thing with these is I will say you will, depending on which one you get, you'll tell very quickly which ones can only take one layer and which ones can take more than one layer.
Yeah.
That's the thing with these is you kind of want to, I would recommend putting a powder eyeshadow underneath it just for the pigment backing, because if you end up using one of these and it's not as opaque as you want, do not put another layer of this on because it will start to get like a little cracky and foolish. I find that the darker the shade is, the less layers you can use. One coat. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
girl.
Yeah.
We have the Ravie Beauty Effortless Lips. So Ravie Beauty is Allie Glein's line. What's the shade? Lily. Works me out.
Love.
That Lily shade, when we got them, she sent them to us. We like a neutral to cool tone nude. We were nervous because we were like, oh, I hope it doesn't pull warm. This is one of the most stunning nude lipsticks I've ever used color-wise. Then I remember when I wore this, I've worn this a bunch of times, but when I wore this to my to an event one time, I panicked because it feels so good that I kept putting it on like it was a chapstick, not really realizing like, what do I look like? And I ran to the bathroom to be like, because I was like, like
it's probably above your lip line.
So much on my lips, because there's something about this formula, I can't describe it. It's not full coverage one swipe, which I like because these are such beautiful, like every day, this is actually maybe what you want to wear, like to work, to the office, or just casually. Like if you don't want to have to worry about like touching up a full lip moment, if you just want color on the lips and you want to be able to do it super sheer and have that almost like a tinted balmy look, that's one swipe. But then you can build these up to full coverage. But there is a grip to these that I can't describe. It almost feels, even though it's so satin glossy, it feels like there's a tackiness, not from the outside, like not between the lips, but there's something in the formula that is like sucking this onto the lips. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So it lasts.
It's not coming off in 2 seconds.
Oh my God. Like, and find me another satin, shiny, glossy lipstick that's gonna last on you that long. Yeah. That's what I love about these, let alone the color Lily.
And she just announced.
Yes, she did.
I'm so excited. I'm like, ooh.
I saw you like the thing. So did you see the colors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have Peony. Stunning. This is more of like a compared to the first three.
Closer to Dahlia.
This is closer to Dahlia. This, I feel like this might be a little more pinky.
More pink, yes.
Then we have Poppy, which this one, even in the photo, it doesn't like look this orangey peachy.
But I almost want that.
Which, can you believe you and I saying that? That's how I felt. I watched her video of it and like putting on Peony, and even in like the promo photos, and I was like for me to like a more orangey, warm lip, I was like, Poppy. I don't hate that. And then
Rose, give me it.
I need this.
I want that today.
This is the most perfect. And she described it. She's like, I wanted a little bit more of a blue base red, but she's like, I wanted it right in the middle. And I love that this is deeper. I love that this isn't like cherry. This has that red wine look to it on the model. Girl, I need
that. Like today, right in the middle of this.
Look at that. It's like
stunning.
Oh my God.
I can't wait for these new colors.
I cannot wait for these 3 new colors because I love this formula so much.
Okay, and then I have specifically for the white, this is the Kimchi Effin liner. And the white, I don't know why it says like dark brown plus dark brown. Like I don't understand what that means. But the white is so amazing for a white liquid liner not to crack and like crumble.
Yeah.
Sheer layers of this too. You don't
say
need
crack
a lot.
Again.
Crack. I love this. The black and the brown are great, but specifically the white liquid liner is so hard to find. That like to do graphic liner, I love, and it's a brush tip, not a felt tip. And to get like that like fluidity out of that brush tip is so amazing, and it's super pigmented, ultra long wear too. I love these.
Stunning. Alrighty. And then this is from Citizen Cosmetics, spelled CTZN. This is the, I believe, Nudiversal lip duo, where you're getting those go together, like they twist together. So it's like probably the size of like a lip gloss, but one side is your satiny matte lipstick and the other side is a complimentary gloss. The formula of these is to die for. And this is a gloss, mama. This is make gloss great again. This is an old school goopy dupe full coverage gloss. No plumping, no oil, no nothing. And this color specifically is concealer nude, and just the entire range of all these nudes are breathtaking. Like there's got to be something in there for you. But I had gotten sent these a while ago, like forever ago, and I loved the lipstick and lip gloss combination.
And again, you're not telling me about products that are literally what I look for. What we look for.
Yeah.
And you're just lying to me.
Because you know what? This was,
I don't know.
I had gotten this like almost a year and a half before I even started the podcast. So by the time you came into the fold, I was like, I had forgotten all about these. And then it wasn't until research for these that I came across it. And I was like, because this brand is sold at JCPenney Beauty. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and the formula of both ends was to die for.
Just gonna put this in my note. And then for lips, I have the Half Magic, the Sculptitude lip liners. So specifically this new one that had like the black and the taupe was so cool. I wore this to the Half Magic event.
Yes.
With Fleshpot in the middle, and the taupe one was so cool. And then I have other swatches of all the other colors. These are so cool that there's like a blue purple, there's a blue pink, the deep red, and then the cherry red. These are just all so cool. I would love to see more neutrals come out of this.
Yes.
I would love to see like even more now that they did this like cool tone like taupe and the black. Such a cool combo.
Because that taupe is like 90s taupe. I would almost want to compare that to MAC Stone.
This is lighter.
Emma
Stone.
The Half Magic.
Half Magic's taupe is lighter, which I almost like.
Okay.
That it still goes
that's
perfectly
shocking,
deep.
Yes.
But it's but Stone is like a little more brown. Stone is more brown based, where this is more of a true taupey gray.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, and it's a great formula. It's stunning.
Amazing. And then especially the black and like the inner corners of the lip, like
Oh, girl, fall's coming up. Halloween. Girl, you remember we all used to use eyeliner.
I used to use
as lip liner.
Wet n Wild pencil eyeliners as lip liner to get a black lip liner.
I used to use what was the Urban Decay? Perversion. Black, as my lip liner.
Those were great. Oh my God, yeah. I used to use Demolition for a dark brown.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Well, that is our I don't know. Best indie makeup. Yeah. Bye. Let us know your favorite indie brand makeup, because there's so much out there, and this made me, I don't know, this was a really fun one to pull all these photos and try to find more and more.
There's products I never heard of that I'm excited to go purchase.
I know.
I don't need makeup.
I know, yeah. Meanwhile, your inclusions were, I bought these, I love them, and I forgot I own them. Going into this year, like the rest of this year, and just as I'm like now almost done redoing the studio and I'm gonna get back into solo videos on like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, I just want to, I don't know, I want to just start using more brands that are like this, like indie brands, like just that, I don't know, there's like integrity and quality behind it, because I'm tired of like selling like fucking, NARS makeup for them for free. Like they're fine. Like they're doing okay.
Don't
like
care.
No. So I don't know. I think it's around all the viral brands, everyone like kisses their ass. The Charlotte Tilburys of like, I don't know. I want to start playing with things like this more, because it's exciting. It's really invigorating to find something like you feel is special and unique and individual that indie brand is making. And it's just, a lot of these brands, the quality is going to be so good because they're taking such a risk launching a line. So yeah, let us know your favorite indie brands, because there's so much out there that I guarantee there's tons we've never heard of. So if you have any staples or favorites, let us know, we can scoop them up and try it.
Fabulous.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching another new episode. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for your video episode one day early on Sunday. Available on streaming everywhere Mondays on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review and share this podcast with your friends. Start a book club about it. Make sure to check out the Beyond Bothered Patreon. There's tons more content over there. And wherever you are, we hope you are happy, safe, and healthy. And remember,
you are beautiful.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.
Bye, driver.
Goodbye.